Hola.
I can't hear you if you on mute or something.
I think she said hey.
I didn't hear her.
What about now?
You real low. Maybe that's what it is. Are you whispering?
Oh, I don't think so. Oh, no, I'm using my normal voice. Oh, oh.
Can you hear her clearly, Bree?
I can hear her. I can hear her a little bit.
I wonder why it's coming in low on my end. I don't know. Okay, well, either way, she's here. All right, you guys, welcome to Soap Corner Talk, where both Keish, Bree, and myself, T, will be discussing the young and the restless, the bold and the beautiful, and beyond the gates for the week of November 17th through the 21st. We'll be talking about the young and the restless first. We'll do the bold and the beautiful, and then, of course, beyond the gates. We also have our segments, Flip the Script, Who's Taking Several Seats, Star of the Week, Pickle of the Week, and Simple Olympics as well. So, and
And a
I
Lily Award.
and the Lily Award, exactly. So, we got a lot to unpack on both and on BTG, obviously, because a
Mm-hmm.
lot was moving, a lot of moving parts. YNR was pretty, yeah, it was pretty slow this week, and I'm assuming this is supposed to be the sweeps for all three soaps, but Bold and YNR came up uh, lackluster.
Well, Y&R came up empty-handed, and I think Bold was lackluster.
Yeah, tell me about it. What'd you think, Keish?
Boring, boring, and boring.
Boring, boring, and boring.
There was really nothing that happened on Y&R this week. Nothing that really stood out that was like, oh my gosh. Like I laughed at the fact that Michael got excited that Abby told him that Victor loves him. The way that man like was spinning around the
When was
room.
that?
That was at Cricket and Danny's wedding. Um, there was like one rare occasion where Abby was talking to Michael. She was like, "Oh, I heard a rumor that you're working with my dad." He was like, "Oh, well, temporarily, whenever he thinks about me." And she's like, "Don't worry, my dad loves you." And he was like, "Oh," the way he smiled. I'm like, "Why do you care? Why?" That was funny to me.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start. And can you guys hear me? Because Peggy says that we're low. Can you drop a one in the chat if you can hear me? Can you hear Bree? Make sure. I want to make sure you guys can hear us. Let's see. Jenna says Cricket's dress was awful. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard that. It was I did like the voting thing. That was the only dress that I actually liked out of the selections.
No.
But
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it was such a riveting wedding. We were looking forward to this all year, you guys.
I don't know about you. I wasn't.
I'm being sarcastic. Oh my goodness! I was like cutting up fruit. I was cooking when this episode. I did not care. I really didn't.
No.
No, it's just it wasn't. I know there's like fans of Cricket and Danny, but I personally just wasn't all that, you know, into it like that. But
Gotcha.
congratulations to them, I guess.
Jenna
Yeah, I
said the
could have
whole
done without it
episode
too.
was a joke.
Like if you had anything other to do, like if you need to go run errands, anything but this.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
you agree,
I've
Keish?
never been a yeah. I was never really a Cricket and Danny fan anyway. back in the day. But even now, I'm like indifferent. I don't really care one way or the other about them. But I feel like they've been talking about this wedding for how many months now?
Two. They've been
Is
talking
that it?
about it since
Gosh,
September.
it seems so much longer than that. Yeah, I didn't care. This is like, you know how we didn't want um
Brook
a
and
bridge
Ridge.
wedding?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was another one we could have done without.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I actually went to social media to get the temperature, and there were quite a few people that was loving her dress. Liking exactly what this was going to be like, and I'm like, I guess maybe there's a subset of folks who were excited about this.
I didn't mind her dress actually. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was that bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Jenna said they should have eloped.
Yeah, they should have did exactly what Ridge and Brooke did, because they knew the audience was not going to care for another wedding. They knew it.
Yep. So they
Like,
just
they
get
did
it
it
out
right
the
then and
way.
there, and
Yeah.
then
And keep it
although
moving.
yeah, how many weddings do you need to have? If I had to pick between the two, I would have rather them have that wedding than Brooke and Ridge have a wedding, because they Brooke and Ridge have literally been married, what, in the double digits now.
Probably.
At least Danny and Christine had a long break, and we didn't
Mm-hmm.
see them every 5 business days breaking up and getting with other people and marrying other people every other year.
Right.
They said that, I think when I was like putting the trivia thing together last year, that Ridge was married 10 times at that time and Brooke was married 15 times. So
Wow.
we need to see another wedding. She didn't need it. And if they put her in a white wedding gown, Lord have mercy. But Jenna said the flowers were prettier than the dress. I was like, oh, Lord. you did not like this dress at all, Jenna.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and jump into it. We did see that was on Monday where we had that scene between Kane and Phyllis.
Yes. What did you
And
think?
it was really spicy.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think, Keish?
They did a good job.
Mm-hmm. They did. Until Kane started looking for her password, and yeah. So, do you think that Kane just got with her just for that purpose, or he claimed he was truly wanting to be with her?
I think with all the attraction, he wanted to sleep with her, but be with her in a relationship, I think that's he's still hung up on Lily. So I think he's like focused on trying to save his company. He knows he's trying to use the attraction that she has towards him to his advantage, and plus he probably hasn't gotten any in God knows how long. So he had to get his groove back too. So it had its own purposes.
Mm-hmm.
And and Phyllis has been without a man for what? How many years now?
About 3, maybe 4.
Yeah. So she was like, "Look, these cobwebs need to get cleared out." And I got to give Michelle Safford her flowers. That woman is 60 years old, and her body is incredible. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what she does. Pilates, with whatever she does, looks fantastic.
That is true. That is absolutely true. I'm like, you go, girl. Do your thing.
Yes, and I think Billy Flynn. I think he's like in his early 40s. So you're doing all that with a man who's like less than 20 years younger than you,
Right.
and she was driving the whole situation.
Mm.
The intensity was really more so her, which I'm like, you go Phyllis, I'm not mad at it. She was trying to get, she saw Claire and Holden the other 2 weeks, and she was like, no, I'm that girl, it's not you.
Mm-hmm.
And she, and she pulled in all that power. I was like, oh, okay,
Wow.
it's been a while.
I know, right? But
Mm-hmm.
even though she realized what he was trying to do, which we all know that she did steal it, she's still gaslighting this man. Saying, nope, I didn't do it. I didn't steal your AI program. You know, you can have my password. Go look for yourself. And I'm like, wow. She is playing that to the end.
Yeah, I and that's the thing with this November sweeps. I thought something would have happened by now. Like she would have saved his software, or like his company would completely crumble, or anything. Nothing has really happened on Y&R unless I missed something.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of them talking about the AI.
Yeah, they need
Mm-mm.
to hurry up and move that along. And I mean, we should be coming up, like I said, I think on the group chat, the end of November sweeps. And ain't nothing swept. The broom ain't even moved.
And it's still in a storage closet.
Exactly. So I don't know. I'm just so disappointed with Y&R this go around. I mean, nothing exciting, nothing interesting. The stuff in LA, this guy is still trying to say that he's not who Sharon and Nick think he is. Claire is, I guess, wanting to play the field. She don't want to be in anybody's relationship, which hey, that's fine if that's what she want to do. Lily is playing hot and cold. So you got Lily one moment trying to tell everybody to give him a chance, and then the moment she finds out that he possibly has been with Phyllis, now you want to throw this man under the bus. It's like, girl, pick
And
a struggle.
like get exactly, get a grip. She lost her mind when she saw those two come downstairs. I'm like, she has no room to say anything because she will say at the top of her lungs, I want nothing to do with King. It's over. There's no turning back. He can do whatever he wants. Well, he did.
Right,
And this is the same woman who flaunted Damien in everybody's face for 24 hours
right.
before he left the earth. But she had a whole boyfriend for 24 hours that she was sleeping with on Kane's property, and told him to get over it. Well, now you have to get over it. He was sleeping with your ex mother in law. What are you going to do about it? Your ex husband is sleeping with your ex mother in law.
Wait a minute, your ex mother in law. Daniel? Is that who you
Yeah.
referring? Yeah, Daniel.
Yeah.
Wow, your
She was,
ex's mother. Yep.
yeah.
Wow. I know she feel crazy, but nope, she went over there and decided to let it all out on Holden.
Who did nothing wrong to her. Like, she could have just left it be. Especially after he said, like, look, I'll go to the completely other side of the bar and I'll let you be. And she didn't like that either. Another man taking attention away from her.
Mm-hmm.
This is why she deserves her own award. Like, she called Devon for some attention. And he's taking care of his child who has the flu, and she had a whole attitude. And this is the second time we see her just drown in a glass of wine. And I'm like, you can't, like, you're choosing to be this miserable. You could have been with Kane and his wealth and his fortune and everything. But you went to Victor and said, oh, well, thank you for taking this off of my hands. And taking his fortune away. Like, this is going to get him back to the man that I know and I love, which is so stupid. So you don't want your children to have any legacy, any without any financial worries, financial stress, because once again, it's about you and you getting the man that you were used to.
Right.
Yeah, she's just exactly, Jen. I can't stand her either.
Yeah, that's why she has an award named after her. She gonna probably get her own today as well.
That's what I was saying in the group chat. There's a lot of nominees for her award, but like if she wants it for herself, she's earned it
Yep,
without question.
I absolutely agree because I'm sitting up there looking at this girl like, if you don't stop, you went around tried to talk Chelsea and Adam into giving them a chance, and she was talking to a little bit to her brother and a couple other people, and then the moment that them two came downstairs, and he even says, "Hey, let's have breakfast," and she was like, "Now." And the next thing she goes over there to that bar and then tries to throw Holden, a whole lot of drama. I'm like, girl, please, please. How
She's
could you
like, you
work
haven't
with
heard.
such a man? You don't know? He hasn't told you?
Like, you better find another job, or better just move back to LA. There's no point of you being here.
Well,
I'm like,
here's
oh,
the thing. She
girl.
flip flopped because earlier when she was trying to speak up for him, it was like her saying, well, it wasn't his fault that Damien got killed. And then when she got mad and started talking to Holden, how could you be with a man that, had people killed on his property? And even Holden had to come back and said that wasn't his fault. Maybe it was yours because you the one triggered a crazy person because you wanted to play like you was interested in somebody.
Exactly. But why would she ever take accountability for her own actions?
Exactly.
That wouldn't be right. Wouldn't be right. And here's the thing, Jill doesn't even hold Kane accountable for what happened.
Nope.
And that's the twins' grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And this is someone that she supposedly respects. Like, this is the same person she went to about Billy so she can try to keep her cushion in the seat over at Chancellor before Jill pulled the rug from underneath her. But this
Mm-hmm.
is the person that she supposedly respects. So if she's saying, hey, you need to give Kane a chance, this was not his fault, put your family back together. So what are you still harping on? What are you so mad about still?
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't really have his fortune, or at least trying to save his fortune that he built for himself. So he's stripped away of that, so you can't blame the money thing. So you told him to move on and forget about you. He did. What are you mad about still?
Girl, she's just insufferable. How about that?
She really is.
And
Like, I don't understand the appeal to her.
and then speaking of Chelsea and Adam had the audacity to talk crazy about second chances this week. And
How many
how
chances did they ever have?
and talking about he was such a con, and I'm thinking of like, Chelsea, you came on the scene as a con. How many cons did
Oh,
Adam run against his own family? He came back a spider. Your dad is under an alias himself. I mean, it's like,
mm-hmm.
really? You gonna sit up there and talk
Yeah,
about all of that? So both of them, both Lily and Chelsea and Adam, they all need that same award.
yeah. And I'm like, I know Chelsea is not talking. She tried to unalive Ray. She came into town as one of Victor's flunkies, doing his bidding. She was a proud con artist too. Her and her mother, for that
Mm-hmm.
matter.
Mm-hmm.
So Kane disappears. He makes multi billions, which is something that neither Chelsea or Adam or actually even Victor has been able to do. And he did it in a short amount of time. The fact that they keep bringing up the stuff with Nice, I am so sick of it. They want to hold him to the fire for the stuff with Nice, and then at the same time put themselves up on a pedestal as if anything they've done on the duration that they've been on YNR is swept under the rug, like nothing's ever happened, and they're born again or whatever. Everyone had an opportunity to leave off of that chateau. Everybody. And Adam was the main person who found a way to get up to that hill, to the chateau, and also make his way down and go right back into town.
Yep.
But they want to bring up what happened to Chance and Damien and the weird guy.
See, this is why I wish that somebody, and this is the difference with Beyond the Gates. Just like you saw Leslie see Vernon move around, they should have had somebody spying on that conversation that Adam and Victor and all of them had in that train car, and how one person finding out about that information could have took that back to the others. They could have really made this storyline creative enough where it comes back toward the Newman family, and somebody, put them all on blast. Like, wait a minute, I overheard you and I saw Adam come here and leave, and you didn't tell anybody. Something like that.
Exactly. He could have got all those able bodies. Damien was an able body. Chance was an able body. You had Billy there. You had Nick, who was ready to leave. All those men could have went down that mountain or hill, whatever it was, got help, got the helicopter, whatever it was. They all had money and got away from that chateau. Or better yet, they had opportunity to not accept the invitation. Everyone made a clear decision that that's what they wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, once again, they're trying to hold Kane to that. But if we were to rack up and look at everything side by side between Adam's crimes, Chelsea's crimes, and Kane, it's what Kane did is at the very bottom in comparison to either Adam and Chelsea. Personally
Exactly.
speaking.
Yeah, because they were actually intentionally doing things to people. This stuff, yeah, he invited them down there, but he didn't know that that man Carter was going to be doing all this crazy stuff.
Right.
You
And
know.
like lying and deceiving people. The fact that Chelsea even said that, given what she did to Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Because how did Johnny get here again?
Exactly. Grape.
Exactly. She pulled a Luna and got away with it.
Yep. Sure
Like
did.
many of the women on this, show, like Cuckoo Chloe too.
Well, that's
So
why I just wish that they would write stuff in there. I mean, as much as unsufferable as Lily is in that whole thing, I wouldn't have mind her come back and say, "Oh, you calling somebody cunt? How did you come to town? Oh yeah, how did you get your son Billy? Or I mean, how did you get your son
Johnny,
Johnny? And didn't you come to town as Spider? Oh, all the horrible things you did to your own family, Adam, and you got the nerve to be." But they don't never write the clapbacks on those two shows. You get it on BTG. You don't get it on YNR and Bold.
is Josh Griffin still writing the show,
I'm not sure.
or did they? Because I thought there was supposed to be like a new writer or new something. But
Mm-hmm.
I know the Soapies will let us know, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, something's got to change. Something's got to shift. Somebody in the chat said that YNR needs like a new generation. They really do. Um, And it's not to say it's no shade whatsoever to the actors. It's just,
What
it
they've been
seems
given to
like
the writing of it.
it's a lot of refurbished storylines. Like, take Sharon, for example. They're pulling storylines from way back in the day when she was a teenager. That's how we get Mitch Matt
Mm-hmm.
right here. And same
Jenna
thing with
says
Cameron
that
Kirsten.
both Phelps and Josh are writing.
Mm, maybe I need to write.
I don't
uh,
know. Somebody need to do something because right now, there's to me it's not. Gosh, yeah. Go ahead, girl.
there, there needs to be a fresher perspective because there's gonna constantly be like a new uh, audience every single year, and I understand that there's going to be repetitiveness amongst soaps. That's just how it is. However, there is just certain storylines that will not move. Because how long did it take for them to reveal that Kane was Aristotle Dumas?
Seven
What, about
months. It
6 months,
was.
7 months?
It was introduced somewhere around the time when Damien and them came on, and that was like December of last year, and then the whole thing in Nice happened in like June, so about 7 months.
7 months. And they filmed that stuff in Nice for like another month and a half, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And another example is the Sharon storyline and all the stuff that happened with Heather. That took a long time. It was like the summer of last year, and it didn't get resolved until the beginning of this year. So it's just there's certain things that just need some progression, and I feel like they put a lot of energy and a lot of characters in like a big storyline, and they neglect the other storylines, like the Mariah and Tessa and Daniel one, for example. Like, we really don't like what is going on with Mariah? Like, there's different things, and then they throw in like the Cricket and Danny wedding to add like some softness. Like, okay, that's fine, but we have no result when it comes to this AI software, and like
The guy that
we don't.
Mariah situation.
Yeah, like they said that she unalived him, and then he wasn't, and it was attempted unaliving. It was, he was able to get away, but she was so depressed about what she did, so she didn't suffer any crimes. I'm like, okay. And then you still have Tessa going back and forth trying to talk to Mariah, and it's all off screen.
Mm-hmm.
I would say within like a 3 or 4 month time span, we have seen Mariah in her storyline maybe 5 times. And I'm being generous.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing is moved
Yeah.
except for we got Tessa and Daniel had their kiss, and then she had a little fantasy with the two of them on her bed, and like it's stuff like that. And like I said, I'm just going based off of like my perspective. I know everyone has their own. Some people might be perfectly fine with how the show is going, and that's great. But there's just, for me as a viewer, I wish things could be shaken up a bit.
Well, my thing is that like you said, it's a lot of loose ends. We still don't even know the finale of what happened between Holden and Audra too. So we got that. We got the
Mm-hmm.
Mariah and Tessa thing. This whole AI situation still up in the air, and then you introduce the Mitch Matt situation, and then throw Danny and their wedding in there, and it's just like, what are y'all doing over there?
Yeah. And this is November sweeps. It's supposed to
Mm-hmm.
close out the year, set the tone for the end of the year, and What happened? If anybody in the chat can point out something exciting and riveting that's happened for November sweeps, please let us know.
Exactly. Somebody please tell us something.
Like if it, like did we blink and we miss it? Please. And I don't know. If it's Josh and Phelps, and maybe there's like a power struggle as far as the direction of the show, then that they definitely need to get that resolved. Because, like, for example, with the Audra and Holden storyline, they went from being lovers who dated in LA, they both worked for Tucker McCall, and all of a sudden they completely scrapped that, and now they're creating the storyline where he didn't know her that well. They were trying to help. He helped her out in the situation where she scammed a guy for his money, and she paid him off, and then she went to Europe. I'm like, two completely different stories,
Yep. I don't know. And
and they expect for us to be just stupid. Like we watch the show, we pay attention because it's a show that we enjoy, and it just doesn't make any sense.
yeah, it's all over the place. It's like they so used to getting a contract. It's like, well, you know what? We'll just throw something up there and hope it sticks and see if everybody likes it. And it's like, mm, yeah, you all over the place. I mean, it's just I don't know.
And then the go-to is also to throw Sharon in a scenario where she has to defend her life all over again. I'm like, good Lord. It's like she can't catch a break for
Mm-mm.
3 or 4 years now.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then Clara, I guess she getting in this whole. Wait a minute. So she don't want Holden, and she put him in the friend zone. Yet Audra is going back and forth with her over what? Because you don't want Holden or Kyle. So why are you going back and forth with Audra? And then you ready to throw her half story that you have under the bus to Billy.
And Sally. And I'm like, for one, neither one can judge Audra, especially Sally, given the things that Sally has done. So I don't think it's anything that she was going to have her friend get fired from. Plus, she doesn't even work at Chancellor, Abbott Chance, yeah, Abbott Communications at the moment. So you're
Well,
doing all of this to bully her out of town because you can't be in the same space as her.
yeah, but why are you even going back and forth with her? I mean, it's one thing that because she keep bringing up Holden in this situation, but Holden is in the friend zone.
Right. So I'm like, Claire, what are you doing? Like, once again, like, what are you doing? And then we see her in the previews for Thanksgiving over there with Kyle. I'm like, so are they putting them back together? Is he going to simp out after she was ran through by Holden? Like, what are we doing, writers?
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, she was like, I'm not ready for a relationship right now. Okay. Then,
And Nadia, oh, sorry.
no, go
I
ahead.
was going to say Nadia Felix were just talking about YNR and the mess that they have served to us thus far.
Mm hmm. Yep. 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 So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see where they go. And then we got to suffer through this whole 2 episodes of a wedding that probably nobody really wanted to see.
Like, there was like a funny part I told you guys about Michael where he got giddy when Abby told him, "Oh, well, my dad loves you. He still loves you. He just shows it in his different way." Like, yeah, we get on. Like, he said, "Yeah, he's disappointed us, and we've been back and forth with our dad, but he loves us, and he loves you too." He got so happy about that.
Wow.
Pitiful.
Yeah.
That was the only.
He
That was
was
the
looking
only
for
thing, and
a piece of a breadcrumb to know that Victor still loves him in his
yeah,
own way. Yeah, okay.
Now, the thing that I think some people were talking about online was Amy and Nina confronting Kane.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of glad that they got that out the way. I want them to wrap up this knee storyline, but I understood from their perspective. They both lost their sons, that which is Damien and Chance, and they formed a bond together just through that. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that was something else that stood out with this wedding. But other than that, uh, she got some flowers that made her itchy. She took a shower. She came downstairs. But I found it funny how Daniel was the one walking her down the aisle.
Yeah, why is that?
Yeah. And I'm like, Phyllis would have set that entire place on fire if she saw her son do that.
I feel
Mm-hmm.
like she has to know. I feel like Daniel had to have told her. I would think that he would want to give her that heads up before she hears it from somebody else. But that was an odd choice for them to have her, or for them to have him walk her down the aisle of all people, like
Right.
Phyllis's son of all people. Not that her and Daniel have a bad relationship, but just knowing her relationship with his mother, which is mostly, Phyllis's fault anyway, but still, it's
I
just kind of,
Yeah.
it was kind of weird. Also, a little funny.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe they did it because that's Danny's son, and he probably figured, hey, bring my wife to me. I don't know. That part didn't make sense to me either. But I mean, I guess if you had to try to make sense of it, he's the groom's son, so I don't know. But
And that's her future stepson.
mm-hmm.
And so I get it, but I'm like, if Phyllis was watching that, she would have snatched Cricket so quickly from her son.
Yeah. I don't know. And my thing is, after just, I don't know what that looks like on Monday because there's a scene from the promo. I haven't seen the Monday's episode, and I'm assuming it's happening on Monday, Bree, and you can tell me otherwise, where Phyllis and Kane are down there together.
Oh, and she does more the same as she did on Friday's episode, where she kind of gripes, but everyone still goes back to the wedding. It's nothing.
Oh, okay.
Um, it it really is nothing.
I don't even
Like I
understand why she even given the energy if she, you just got some from Kane and you still want to give Cricket and Danny energy for what? Why?
it's kind of like Phyllis is like the Leslie of YNR because it has nothing necessarily to do with the man. It's the gripe you have over the other woman. So
Mm-hmm.
she like hasn't been with Danny, and their kids are grown, so it's not like they had to worry about passing kids back and forth or anything. But she has issues with Cricket. A lot of the arguments have to is centered directly towards her. Nothing really with Danny. Same thing with Leslie on Beyond the Gates. Nicole has divorced Ted, moved on from Ted. She said, look, whoever wants him can have him, but Leslie still chooses to pick and poke at Nicole and her whole family. It's just some women are just like that.
Mm, well, it's a waste of energy. I mean, for Phyllis, because it's like they're getting married. It's over. Danny then already told you 1,000 times. It looks pathetic, and then you turn around and then
Mm-hmm.
you ended up with Kane, and you still griping. It's like, girl, you could have been upstairs with him doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
she needs to let it go.
Yeah, she needs to let it
Like, she's been
go.
dragging this out for how long now? How long has it been since Danny's been back?
Over the past 2 years.
Yeah, so, and it's not even like, so, like, the time that Danny has been off screen, we haven't heard her talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only when Danny and Christine are back in town she starts to crash out about them, and it's like, I don't even think you really care like that. I think you're just mad that they are together. I don't even think she wants Danny. I just think she just didn't want Danny with her. And it doesn't really hit her or bother her until she sees them, and then she decides to make a big deal about it and act like a 5 year old, and just she's just miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If she wants Christine to be miserable, like she's miserable.
Yep.
And I'm like, you just got you some upstairs. Like, you took full control of it. It was like hot and icy and everything. You got something new and fresh. Like, why do you want Danny? Like, why are you griping about this man? But anyway, this is why I want Phyllis to have something solid. I don't want another man pining over another woman. But it's a soap. And you're going to have Kane, who's going to still pine over Lily until she actually leaves and goes away with one of those invisible children. And then he can kind of focus on something with Phyllis. But yeah, they either have her mad and angry about a woman moving on with her ex, because they did the same thing, Danielle and with Diane and Jack, and then Nick and Sharon at one point. But it's like, just move on. Like, she has a little hot, a little spicy thing going on with Kane. I'm okay with it, as long as it just makes sense.
Right.
So I think
Who is that?
everyone's too grown.
Who put that in? Oh, Gail. Gail said Phyllis disliked both Christine and Sharon and Diane.
I think if she had a choice, if we were to rank them, she hates Cricket, and I think Diane is probably second, and then Sharon is probably third. But they're on good terms right now.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even feel like I feel like her relationship with Sharon is just more like I don't compare that. I don't feel like it's the same as her hatred and her disdain for Christine and Diane. Like she hates those women. Like she hates those women. I think with
Mm-hmm.
Sharon it was just more of a, oh, she gets on my nerves, but
But
she
they kind
doesn't
of
hate
wrecked the.
her like.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say she doesn't hate Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
She just is just kind of like a. It's like they pick at each other almost like they're siblings or something. I don't know how to describe it, but it just, that relationship doesn't feel like the same kind of heat that she has towards Christine and Diane.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Um. The thing with Sharon kind of cooled off a little bit since the whole thing with Dr. Laurent, because even when Sharon was freaking out in LA, who did she call? She called Phyllis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like they trauma bond, and so whatever issues that they have, I feel it's put on pause
Mm-hmm.
for now, because they're still trying to go get through the traumatic situation they were in. Um, but I do agree with Keish. The level of hatred that she has for Diane, especially after being framed, and just the number of things they've had issues with back and forth, and the stuff with Cricket that goes back to 1994.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's just, eventually, I would like for her. I would like for the writers to move things along. They can't keep Phyllis rehash all these old feuds, same way they can't keep having Sharon go back all of her old, predators and storylines and all of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I would say even with Sharon, it was before this whole traumatic kidnapping incident happened between them, because we've seen Phyllis be sympathetic and act and supportive of Sharon when Sharon was going through like her cancer, the whole cancer diagnosis and stuff like that. we've seen her do things like that with Sharon over the years here and there. Like they're not besties or anything, but Sharon walks in a room and Phyllis doesn't, just start crashing out the way she does with Christine and Diane.
Yeah.
And we've
Like it's
never
a
seen
full on
her
crash out.
right. We've never seen her be sympathetic towards them the way she is with Sharon.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I highly agree with that. I feel like Phyllis and Diane had that same hatred that, sorry, there is like a fire truck passing by. Same way Nikki and Diane had the same hatred for each other. It's Diane just has that has a lot of issues with people in Genoa City. Which is why I'm surprised she was even invited to this wedding. But I would like for them to just move Phyllis along. I would have loved for her to have like a love interest. She should have had one by now.
Yes.
I mean, Michelle Stafford is an absolutely beautiful, talented actress. And I feel like there were some wonky storylines she was put in. I think the one when it came to Heather, I absolutely enjoyed the way that she was so passionate about trying to get justice for her son and just everything in between there. I feel like the Martin Laurent thing was a bit wonky to kind of throw her in there. It would have made more sense if it was like Tracy doing it, but once again, not the writer. That's those two. But I don't know what to say for the like towards the end of the year. We got one more month left. And I'm trying to think of like a highlight for 2025 for YNR, and I can't do it.
Me neither.
I mean, I like the transformation of Claire. Like she went from being like a little girl, an overgrown little girl, to a big kid. Now she over in LA was screwing hoes. and and she got a cosign from her grandmother to just, be in the street, sweetheart. You don't have to do anything. Like, who am I to judge given my history? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know. I thought that was just funny that she gave up Kyle, and immediately, like within the same, like the very next scene, she's telling Holden, "Okay, I'm gonna go with LA with you," and was ripping ripping the sheets and the pillows, and they were tearing it up, and then now I don't know what they're gonna do with the Claire character, but it's like we get some progression with certain characters and none at all, like Mariah.
Yeah. So I guess we'll have to stay tuned to see what happens next with what they're gonna do with the storyline. I just wish they would. I'm hoping that there is a flip with Phyllis where she gets that AI system back for Kane, like you had been saying, or that kill switch thing. I don't know if it's gonna
Yeah,
go that direction. It would be nice.
she has it.
Okay.
There's I because they kept pointing it out that there was a kill switch, and Kane was trying to get it. He even brought it up to Lily, and he said that even that's gone too. So I'm assuming Phyllis has that. So if she doesn't get Jabot, I think that she can, I don't know,
Talk
pull
him into
funds
letting her run Arabesque or something.
something. I don't know, but we need anything to happen. If next week is the last week of sweeps and it's already just 3 days, like I said, the Monday's episode is just a continuation of the wedding. So it was really 2 days.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to focus on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'm not interested. I'm sorry. I went to sleep on one. I remember I told you the other day I went to sleep on one of those. Was it Thursday? Well, going into Friday. I don't know. And I'm like, did I miss something? Because I don't remember. Oh, yeah, it was the one when it was all in LA. I think that was Thursday's episode.
oh yeah, we're Sienna, and I almost forgot about that. And Noah, he wakes up with the sexy deep voice. That's the only thing I remember about Noah. I was like, oh, okay, Noah, who
Yeah,
is this?
I was watching that and I'm like, okay, 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 and I was out. And next thing I
Yes.
know, it was over, and I'm like, what did I miss? It had to be that slow. That yeah. So
Like,
My only opinion about that whole situation is I like that they have Noah, of all people, Noah, who comes from the Goody Two Shoes family of Nick and Sharon. Um, he's having an affair with a married woman. Like, that's typically something that you wouldn't think Noah would do.
mhm.
Not because his parents aren't cheaters, but because they've always been, I feel like they've always portrayed Noah as the do-gooder, he's got, good
He's
morals, and
opposite of
that's not
Nick.
something that you, yeah, and
Mhm.
that's not something that you would think he would do. Or like, if it was Faith, you wouldn't think Faith would have an affair with a married man. So I like that they put Noah in this kind of situation, and I'm hoping that when he eventually gets to Genoa City, that they continue to have him be messy.
Yeah, well,
That's all
if
I gotta
he'll
say
ever
about that.
get
I would
here.
like, yeah, whenever he gets there, I would like for them to continue to have Noah be a messy character instead of, and have him and Kyle kind of rival each other. Not anything to do with women, but just have the two of them bump heads,
Man, I wonder
because
what.
Kyle and
Mhm.
Holden are
Mhm.
not a, to me, that's not a real rivalry, because Holden isn't a primary character on the show, and we know that Kyle is always going to have the upper hand on him. He's always going to be the one that comes out on top, because Kyle is like, I feel like, one of the favorites for the writers or the showrunners. He's always going to get the better writing than Holden will, or the better outcomes than Holden will get.
Yeah.
So
that
Well,
I
is
think Noah
true.
would be his equal.
I'm just. I think it's just too many loose ends on this show that they need to close up before introducing new ones.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's
No,
something they
no,
need to do
not.
right
I'm
now.
just. Yeah, I understand exactly where you coming from, Keisha. I was just throwing that in there as a side note because right now it's just so much stuff going on that we don't have. It's just open ended.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, and like you said,
Actually,
whenever he get to town, which could, who knows, that might not be into February sweeps.
actually, actually, Mitch, Matt, Sienna, and Noah, there was photos that were posted that they're filming over in Genoa City
Mhm.
for Christmas. So we know at least by December, the three of them will be back in. Well, everyone from LA is going to go back to
Gym
Genoa
City.
City.
Mm.
I
Okay.
wonder what reason Matt and Sienna, well, I mean, we know Sienna. Well, maybe that's why Matt is there then, because Sienna follows Noah home.
Yeah, that I don't know. They need to put some more excitement to this whole thing. So maybe we'll get
Yeah,
it. Maybe we won't. Y'all got anything
yeah.
Do you
else
guys
on?
do you guys think that he's gonna end up being Matt for real, or you think it's gonna be a doppelganger, or like a long lost twin or something that it ends up being?
I don't know. We talked
Um,
about that last week.
I
We
think
did.
from Thursday's episode, at least from my perspective, it seems like he acknowledges he is Matt. And then Sienna said that she looked him. She told Noah that she looked Mitch up, and she
Mm-hmm.
saw him, and he was listed as Matt. So I think he is
Matt.
Matt Clark.
Yeah. I saw her
Um,
say that, and to, I don't know. I guess for me, when Sienna said that, that makes me think the opposite,
mhm.
because now they have his wife saying for sure that it is Matt Clark, and it's like, this is too, it's too easy.
Hmm.
It's too easy. Everybody is saying for certain that it's him, and it just makes me feel like it's going to end up not being him.
I don't know.
Mm.
My thing is why we even bring back a storyline that came from 2 decades ago.
More than two
Well,
decades, almost
this
30
is Y&R.
years.
Yeah, it's a
That's
long
that's
time
how
ago.
Claire came to be.
What are you talking about? You talking about what you say she? Well, she came what 98?
I
Yeah,
was
with
saying I said this is Y&R. That's how Claire came to
yeah,
be.
yeah. That's how
That's
Claire
she's on the
came
show
to the
now because
scene.
they want to wanted to rehash a 2 decade old storyline.
Yeah, you're right. Cause 1994, right? Was it? Cause she was a teenager at the time, correct?
Yeah.
Victoria,
No,
No,
who's a teenager.
Sharon.
Sharon, Sharon and Nick,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and
that
even
was
Phyllis, they all debuted the same year.
yeah. So that was
yeah. Because I think
94.
Sharon wasn't Matt her high school boyfriend or something like that.
Yeah. So he was the high school boyfriend. Nick was dating someone else. They dumped who they were with and they went for each other. And that made Matt jealous and he essayed Sharon and terrorized her, framed Nick for his unalive. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Um, but once again, that was from
No.
unless like somebody can shed light more on what happened. That happened in 1994.
Right. So that was 31 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah. I just think they don't know what to write, so they just say, "Hey, let's pull this out of the crates and bring it to 2025."
and I'm a stickler for timing. They keep saying like, "Oh, this happened 20 years later," and I'm like, Noah is well in his 30s because you have Mariah who's in her mid 30s along with Kyle, and he's supposed to be a little bit older. Why do they keep saying that this happened 20 years ago?
Girl, they play with that timeline. They Sora up age and Sora down age. You see what they did with Claire, and then they decided to bring her back to her actual age.
Make her an adult.
Right.
Oh, they made her a big girl now.
Oh yeah, she belonged to the streets right now. So
Yeah, and Nikki's cheering her on. She was like,
yeah,
yeah,
Nikki
Baker from the streets.
yeah, Nikki is trying to give her tips and tricks, and I'm like, well, she definitely got it earnest.
Yeah, she was a nighttime ballerina, so who better to get the best advice from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Holden is feeling real stupid right now because the thing is that he decided to give out all that information, thinking that Claire was going to be with him, and she put him in the friend zone. So, because he still is
Yeah.
trying to, and she told him, "I don't want no relationship." So she want the
Now,
streets.
yeah, she wants to spread her wings. Relationship is one thing. I don't think she's gonna turn him down from giving him any.
Oh no, she's not going. She don't mind being on the cot carousel with him. She just don't want to be in a relationship with him.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
I I'm I don't know. That's probably one of the interesting parts of Y&R. But I don't know. I wish I could have been excited more for November Sweep for this show, but there's nothing that happened, y'all.
Nope. And on that note, I think that's all we got for this week for Y&R.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Okay, we gotta do bold.
that's all they gave us.
And bold was a week of Luna breaking out of prison, trying to get to Will, and she confessed to having a miscarriage, and he looking some kind of way. and then turn around and get the cops over there, and they had that whole episode from yesterday was weird because everybody is running in the dark with their cell phones and lights on, and then we got Daphne in the background singing.
I liked her little song though.
What'd you say?
He's like, I'm a bad girl.
I
That's
said
what
I liked her little song though.
I mean. But it was just weird that they just dropped that in the midst of everybody running all over the beach in the dark looking for Luna. I mean, what is Ivy going to do? I mean, I felt sorry for Taylor because I
Taylor.
know she running on them beach with them big old galoshes of a shoe. And I'm like, what are y'all going to
14
do?
inch heels.
Yeah, what are you going to do when you find this girl? Grab her and then what?
As Yeah, as goofy as the scene was, I liked the way it was shot, and I liked the music. Excuse me. I liked the music, like the background music. Um, it just didn't end like I thought it would
Expected.
because because I thought the purpose of having all those people out there looking for Luna was because they were gonna find her unalived, and people were going to be suspects
That's
because
what I
everybody was
thought.
out there.
That's what I thought, Keish. Like they
Yeah.
remember when Diane, the other Diane, they were all in that park and
Yep.
everybody was in there and it was everybody was a suspect when she was
Mhm.
supposedly unalive. I thought they were going to do that with Luna too, like you just said.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I thought, and it's like Bo knows how to miss an opportunity like a
Yep.
pro. Like that was the only thing I can think of as to why they didn't go that route is because they want to bring her back, and if they did like a murder mystery kind of storyline, um the way that this situation happened, it wouldn't have really worked for her to be able to for someone to have unalived her, and then she come back to, well, I mean they did it with Diane, so I guess they still could have worked it out. But it's like if they weren't gonna go that route, what was the point of having all those people out there and
Exactly.
nobody ended up finding her? And then we didn't get a death scene.
Mm-mm.
It was just the way it went off, and then the next episode is just the next day, and you have the police officer announcing that she was hit by a car and unalived. And it's like that was very anticlimactic and
Wait.
weak. That's how you know for a fact her character is coming back.
Listen, do you
Yeah.
see that comment in the chat by Ramon Carter? Said we got Daphne sing a Timu James Bond song while everyone is running after Luna in the woods.
Listen, I Muriel is 2 for 2 with her songs. I like both of the songs that she sang on the show. Was it a little weird to throw that song in there in that moment? It was.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I
I
agree
won't
with
say
you,
the song was
Keish.
weird.
I agree with
I won't
you.
say the song was weird. I'll
Mm-hmm.
say the scene having her like sing in the showroom was weird. They could have just played the song, and we knew it was her. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I like her songs.
Yeah, I mean, I thought
it,
the song
it
was
was
fine, especially since she was singing the Carter. I would have had that as a whole separate moment or scene, not tied to everybody running in the dark through the beach looking for Luna. Like you say, it was
Mhm.
weird placement of that scene.
Yeah.
and like the fact that Carter's like, well, there's nothing we can do. Well, why don't you just go ahead and play your song?
It did go from like talking about something awful to, well, okay, just go ahead and perform.
Exactly. I was
He
actually
was,
sitting up watching this. I'm like, what is this?
and like everyone just had their cell phones out, like, Luna, where are you? Luna, everybody just like walking around in the same circle. I'm like, first of all, y'all can't see anything,
Right.
anything at all. Like, y'all couldn't let the police just do their jobs, and then you had Ivy involved. I thought I could have. I honestly thought amongst whoever was in that group, somebody was gone, like gone, gone. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it would have been interesting if Ivy was unalived. Thought it was going to be Poppy, especially the way that they kept harping on Katie's medical condition. What was that about then?
Girl, I don't know. And based on the promo for next week, everybody is smiling and happy at Thanksgiving. So, I don't know.
I'm like,
I don't know. And then, like Keish said a little while ago about how it ended, she runs out in the middle of the street and get hit by a car.
like,
And you would think that a character who they have basically been focused on Luna for a year now, maybe a little over a
Girl,
year.
please. The end of 2023.
Yeah, so a couple, almost 3 years,
2
3 years going
years.
into 2026, so 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
You would think that if she was gone for real, we would have had a whole scene of her like saying her last words, or maybe Poppy saying something nasty to her, or at the very least, a real time reaction from Poppy and Lee finding out, from Finn and Steffi finding out, from Will finding out that she is unalived. Something, but we got none of that. It
Nope.
was literally just cut straight to. That's why I was saying in the group chat, the last almost believable death on that show was when we thought they unalived Finn, because
Mm-hmm.
he was the newest character, and
And
they
we,
had the whole scene where
right.
he was passed away in Steffi's arms.
Mm-hmm.
Everything after that has just been like, okay, Bo, we know what you're doing. You ain't slick. Nobody believes Sheila was gone. The two times that they set up her unaliving, and nobody believed that Luna was gone the last time. And it's even more obvious this time that she's not.
Okay,
I
so
need
how
y'all
do
to be
you
a little
think
more
they're
creative.
gonna? How do you think they're gonna? Because we, like you say, we didn't get a death scene, right? And they declared her dead, being hit by a car. And they
Mm-hmm.
also confirm, according to Baker, that she miscarried 2 days prior. How do we pull this out? And I know, yes, it's a soap, but how do you think they could write this? Who was it? Another person that got hit and they thought it was her? Because with Sheila, they
Mm-hmm.
had a toe, and then the other one was a doppelganger, which was Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, unless there's another Luna out there, a twin, or and Poppy didn't realize she had twins like Sharon, Mariah, and Cassie. Oh, that somebody took the baby away. Or I mean, how could they write themselves out of this?
That's a good question. And we know Bo will come up with the most ridiculous way to explain how she just the same way we still have no clue how she was able to sneak into that dirty clothes bin.
That's true.
thank you. And they left it open ended for this reason, where nothing's definitive. It was interesting how Thursday's episode, the last thing we see is her get hit by the car, and then the very next day, all of a sudden, everyone's back home. Everyone is like trying to, help Will grieve the loss of the baby, and there's nothing about like Finn and Poppy identifying the body. Nothing about her being cremated. You know, nothing. So I think they're leaving it open ended until they probably decide how they want to bring her back. I honestly think that she's alive and she's pregnant. I think because I feel like how she got out of prison to her getting supposedly hit by a car, I think it's all connected because somebody helped that girl while she was in prison.
So that's but
Someone
see,
to
so I get it that they. I guess I wanted to see what creative things you guys could come up with to make it look like. Cause yeah, do I think that it's open ended? Of course. I was trying to see what do you think they could
Oh,
create.
I I had a theory,
Mm-hmm.
and I wonder if this could happen. Is if, especially since Finn was over at the house with Steffi, he could have left the house at some point and identify the body, or say like, "Oh, I'm going to go help and see if we can find Luna," or something. What if he could have been the one to hit her? Or better yet, here's another theory. What if
Mm-hmm.
it was Liam? Because I find it interesting how he was over at the house today as well. And I there's only so many characters that live over in Malibu. We have Will, and I guess Electra lives over there with him too. But we have Steffi and Finn. It wouldn't take them long to go over to Will's house to try to search for Luna. I wouldn't put it past Finn to do what his mother did for him for Luna, especially since he's feeling some kind of way about not having any involvement in her life. I wouldn't put it past him. Same way Lee was trying to get Luna back on track as a better person with her guidance and her direction. It would be an interesting twist
Wait,
if
wait, wait, wait,
Finn
wait.
were the one to save her.
Jenna said SOD is reporting that she had been let go from B&B
What?
Soap Opera Digest.
After winning an Emmy?
Girl, they stupid like that.
they let
Maybe
go
she
of
got
Krista
better
Allen.
offers.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be like the same thing with Kimberlyn Brown, where they said, like, oh, Kimberlyn Brown was going to retire and, she's not coming back to the show. And then she magically appears.
Well, the only reason why I could say Lisa Yamada has already been in other things prior to Bold, and then she did Bold. It wouldn't surprise me after this Emmy that she's getting knocks on her doors. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, it's possible. I mean, with Kimberlyn, she's been a back and forth staple from YNR to Bold only. But this girl here, she has a lot of stuff outside of the soap world. So it wouldn't surprise me if she got better offers and she decided to take them.
Mm, I'll personally believe it if Lisa Yamada confirms that she's leaving the show, just like every other actor. Like Daniel Goddard, who got hired on, I think, was it Days or General Hospital or Days of Our Lives, one of the two,
Mm-hmm.
where he played a professor. He made that announcement that his character was unalived and he's done. Um, Same with Gregory Peck, who played Shaggy, aka Claire's daddy, on YNR. He made a whole announcement, so I'll believe it then.
Well, she don't have bold. I'm
But
on her Instagram. She don't have bold on there. Mm-mm.
I think Matt Atkinson did that at one point too. I don't know. For me, I'll see that to believe that.
Wait a
If
minute.
they
Jenna
did,
says she has confirmed debris. I'm reading her comments in SOD. SOD is interviewing her in the article.
oh, okay, maybe she is gone. That's crazy. So they did all of this.
And it's not in her bio anymore either.
Oh, so
I'm
they
still
did.
I'm still skeptical because it's bold.
Yeah, it's hard to trust.
I could
It's
see,
hard to
but you
trust
know
anything.
what? I would be skeptical too if it was one of the usual characters. This girl has room to move. She just do.
Yeah, I agree.
She's like a
But didn't they
Shamar
do the same
Moore
thing with
who.
Tanner?
Say it again. Tanner,
I,
all
I said,
Tanner has is bibberty bibberty. Um, whereas Lisa got options.
I agree with that. Talented actress, and yes, she has options. But I feel like they did the same thing with Tanner, where he did an exit interview and all of that. Remember?
Yeah, and he was doing other projects too. He did a couple of Christmas movies. He was on a TV show.
Yeah,
when he first started Bold.
Mm.
That's why it's hard for me to believe, especially with Bold.
I'm thinking, if anything, maybe Lisa Yamada is done, but it doesn't mean that they can't recast the Luna character with somebody different.
Who's
And
that
that's why
girl? Who's that girl that's coming on to talk to Electra next week?
Electra.
she's a teacher. She was Hayes's art teacher, the one that Luna kidnapped, Miss Dillon.
Okay.
Who just popped up out of nowhere.
Right. Why they bringing her out of nowhere? I need to
Yeah, I'm
talk
curious
to
to
you
see what
about
it is
something.
that she. Yeah, I'm curious to see what it is that she has to tell Electra of all people.
Right.
Yeah.
So um my theory was the opposite of what Bree said, where she thinks that it's Finn. I was thinking, I've been thinking for a while now, with the way that Poppy has been going so hard at how much she hates Luna, and how she didn't care when everybody thought that Luna was gone the first time, and how she's just been so hateful of her. Whereas when she thought Luna was still in jail, remember those scenes with Sheila where she was like, she's still my daughter. I still love her. She's sitting in jail, blah, 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 being all sympathetic. And then when she found out that Luna got out of jail, it completely switched. When she went over to Bill's house and she told her, I never want anything to do with you, it was like a complete 180 from what she said to Sheila before that. Um, and that's where that's been her attitude towards Luna ever since. Like she basically hates her daughter. And what I was saying was, to me, that seems like that's a very uncommon thing on soaps, is for like a parent child relationship, for especially when they had a good relationship at one point, for one to just completely hate the other for as long as Poppy has hated Luna. So I always thought that was kind of weird, and I always felt like maybe that was just some type of front, because the first time I thought Poppy was the one that was going to get her out of the hospital, and hide her, but it ended up being Lee. So this time I was thinking that maybe, if she is still alive, that maybe Poppy has done something to help her escape from the hospital or the morgue, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what connection she would have or how she would pull it off. But the way that she talks about how much she can't stand Luna anymore, and how she's glad um, that she's gone, is just always been a little weird to me. I always felt like a front.
That's why I thought it could be Finn, because at least he would have the medical background. Same way his mom was able to try to help both, actually, Luna and Finn at different points in time with the right medication and everything. Poppy wouldn't know all of that. She would need to get advice from a doctor to help her daughter heal after something like that.
Yeah.
And also provide like the signature documentation, that, like death certificate, all those different things. Same way Lee just did a couple months back for Luna. So
maybe Poppy got a little black book of her former conquests with doctors.
we know it's a lot.
Wasn't Steffi and Finn stayed at the house, and because remember, they were going to try to help, but they stayed there and pretty much talked through this whole thing until we saw today's episode, when they found out otherwise.
Yeah.
And
I
that's why. Oh, I'm sorry.
sorry. I was just gonna say I don't think that, to me, the show time after time has proven that they're not writing Finn to be deceptive in that way, to where he would do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like how they've never written Liam to be. Liam is definitely a trash husband, partner, significant other, but Liam has never been that kind of a liar, and that kind of a person that would do something like this if this was him in this position. Like, they've always written Liam to be the kind of person that, you know, tries to do the right thing and tells the truth. And I feel like they write Finn the same way, where he always tries to do the right thing. Finn can't Finn can't tell a lie to save his life. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him suddenly being able to tell holding a lie this humongous, where he knows that he could lose his family if when he gets found out.
But it makes for an incredible twist because think about last year or early this year, one of the two. We would never have thought this man would have slept with his aunt and created a child with that same woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but that wasn't something malicious that he did. This would be something malicious, keeping someone out of jail and keeping a gigantic secret from his wife. And
But
he's
it's
not going
not
to
just
do
any.
something like that.
It's not just anybody. It's his daughter that he wanted to have more involvement with if he had the chance. And I think that's where it could like change the pace of his storyline a little bit. Um, because everyone kept asking him, "Are you okay? This is your daughter too. How do you feel?" And he's been very guarded about his feelings. And even when Steffi kind of opened that door for him, like, "Hey, you're okay to express how you feel," he was still guarded. I could see him wanting to do two things at the same time: protect his family and be a good husband to Steffi. And I can also see him want to make up for time that he's lost to try to be a father to some degree and do what Lee wasn't able to do and get her back on track if they were to write it that way. And T, I think you brought up something about how Finn and Steffi were seen at the house. So it wouldn't seem as if they left the house to go check to see if Luna was alive or not. But they left it open ended. Same way they left that paternity test storyline open ended, and they wrote it and flipped it to where everybody was in that whole room. But we also saw a scene where Luna switches and puts down like a fake paternity test. So anything's possible. He could have left the house at some point and saw it was her, because we don't know where she was running to. She could have ran toward Steffi and Finn's house for all we know. And they could have wrote things that way. And I feel like if they bring the character back, because I think that's open ended, I feel that she's not going anywhere.
Yeah, well, I'm
But
gonna drop a link in the group chat because
okay.
she put in a quote on. She said, "So many tears shed, blood spilled, friendships formed, and memories made on the Bold and the Beautiful. What a ride it's been. I hope you enjoy the adventures. Lunatic forever."
I'll read it. I just don't trust Bold. I don't. I think they love doing a swerve, but if that's what they're saying, that's what they're saying. I'll believe it. And then she comes back February sweeps. I'll be like, I told y'all. But I don't know. The fact that they've made her the center point for a lot of people's storyline arcs for the past 2 years was kind of crazy. It seemed like there was like only it was one major storyline going. Uh, Everyone's afraid of Luna, and then have Sheila and Luna bonding, and that's messing up the marriage. And it was all Luna focus. Where's my daddy? Finn's my daddy. I want to spend time with my daddy. Why won't Steffi let me be with my dad? It was just a little bit much. So maybe they're trying to give the audience a break. Maybe they do listen to the audience. But my question is, what happens going forward now? Because she was the center focus for everyone's storyline.
They're probably going to now focus back on Deacon and Taylor. Deacon and Taylor,
Deacon and Sheila,
Hope and Liam's marriage. Katie and Bill Daphne. Are back together. Daphne and Carter. So.
Yeah, I mean it's not like it's a soap, so they have to come up with other stories. It's not that no one else has anything that they can write about. It's that they just chose to continuously focus on Luna for a year now, because that's what they chose to do. But there's plenty. I mean, there's plenty of other things they could have also been talking about, but Bold always seems to be the type of soap that can only focus on one major storyline at a time.
Yep.
I mean,
you don't want it to go. You don't want it to go, huh, Bree? You wanted to stick around?
No, I just don't want the show to just be dull, because they have a habit of getting rid of a villain and everything is just a dull mess.
Unless they're going to bring Sheila back, like you say, and put her back in villain mode.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, for me, I don't even feel like the soap has to have a murderous type of villain all the time. It's not necessary. You can have an antagonist that does things that aren't endangering somebody's life like that. Like, it doesn't have to be that all the time. And I think that's where Bold annoys me, is that they always had, like, Luna could have been an even more spectacular character if they did not have her, assault Will the way she did, and if they did not have her be a double
homicidal person.
Yes, yeah. They could have had her doing so many other things that were not that detrimental, and she would have been it would have been a great antagonist to this show. But they go overboard with things, and then they gotta do all this ridiculous stuff to try to bring it back around and redeem, and fake deaths and bringing them back somehow. Like, just have them be a typical, not typical, but I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of the way that they made, at one point, I feel like Steffi was kind of the antagonist of the show. She wasn't running around trying to take people out, but she was causing problems. And it was entertaining. And Quinn, where she actually did try to, I think, take somebody out at one point.
So where do you think
they even her out?
Mm-hmm. So where do you think they should go next now? Even if they're giving the character a break, what would keep the show exciting, or with the storylines that look like they do have? Do you think Carter and Daphne is going to be exciting? Do you think this triangle between Taylor, Sheila, and Deacon?
I don't know about exciting. I don't know about exciting, but they ruined what they could have had. Have been exciting with the young group by doing what they did with Luna. Like, they ruined that opportunity, in my opinion. Like, that could have been the new exciting thing. Imagine the dynamic between Luna, Remy, Deke, Will, and Elektra. Like, imagine the different things that they could have done with those characters, the different storylines they could have had, the rivalries, and they could have done all kinds of stuff with them, but they went overboard.
And I think that would only appeal to certain demographics. graphics. It's like some people would view them as a Disney Channel.
Mm-hmm. Or
There's
freeform.
a free form. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a matter of if that would even appeal to most of the audience. I feel like they put so much energy into the Luna storylines. They neglected any other, arcs within this show. Like me personally, am I looking forward to Taylor and Deacon? Nope.
Nope.
Um,
Mm-mm.
we see Carter and Daphne once a week, so it's hard to even root for that.
Lope is
We have
boring.
Hope and Liam in this wedding that Hope doesn't even care for. We don't care for it either. Like, what else is there?
Well,
And
the
then we
only
got Katie
break
and
that
Bill
we
back
got,
together.
the only break that we got from the Luna storyline was the coup when they did the takeover with Carter, Hope, and that whole thing, and then they went back to Luna again after, because when she went to prison, before the whole pardon thing, the coup happened, and so that they made that whole giant shift with that, and we had Ridge talking out the side of his neck to Hope and stuff like that. So
This is why they need a new a rival on that show, so they can at least, from a business standpoint, have
Exactly.
some type of drama or something going on there. But it's like they refuse to bring Sally back or to cast people to be their new rivals in the fashion industry.
They had opportunity to write Thomas to have a legitimate business storyline arc. Take the romantic part out of that. Like, he could have been so frustrated with the fact that his dad hired a new designer. He's over there in Paris, and he said that he would like to try to have an opportunity to, start something new and fresh. He should have had his own fashion line. He should be up there, business wise, like Steffi is, especially since he's the eldest and he's supposed to be eventually given reins to the kingdom when it comes to this fashion industry. They're supposed to pass the torch to the next generation, which would be Thomas, and I guess you can say Zende, but he's only in the credits now. So they could have wrote him to where he stacked up enough money. He's a wealthy man. And started a fashion house and said, like, hey, you're not going to give me opportunities to work in my family company. I'm frustrated with everybody. You guys undermine my talent. This is what I'm going to do. And we could have had fresh, new characters that would have came in from that. But instead, you put Matt Atkinson in reoccurring status, and writers, producers, Brad Bell, Casey Castle, if you guys are listening, that is ridiculous.
And only reason I would give him a pass is if he chose to only be a part timer because of new family, baby, whatever.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But if they're just only offering him that, they could do so much with Matt.
Yeah. Exactly. That would have been fresh and new. We have other Foresters who were also designers who could have started a fashion house and said, like, you know what? You guys have made this a Logan central place. We don't even recognize our own company, so we're going to start our own company. Like, why haven't we seen Zende with his mother in 10 years?
And well, this should be a wake up call. They didn't get only Lisa got that Emmy. They didn't get any nods this year. Not even Best Dramatic Series. They got nothing. So this should be a wake up. Go. What you saying?
Who was it? Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa got the award.
Remy. The guy that played Tom he got nominated for guest actor.
Yeah.
And wasn't there? I thought there was 4. I thought there was another.
Maybe hair and makeup and
stuff like that.
Something.
But nothing for writing, nothing for best drama.
They didn't even get. Normally, they'll just throw the four soaps in the category, they didn't even get an opportunity to even be in it.
Yeah.
Right. And they can say that, oh, it was the timing, and we weren't able to get our nominations. That lies. I'm sorry, I don't even believe that.
Exactly.
You guys saw what we saw. And once again, no shade to the actors. It's the writing, it's the direction of the characters, so we can actually follow along with the stories. It's like they have a habit of having one long going storyline and like maybe a sub storyline once a week.
Which is the opposite on BTG because there's a bunch of storylines moving at all times.
Exactly. And yes, I understand it's a half an hour show. I understand that. This used to be the show that had 6 storylines going on each week. When Susan Flannery was on, this is when Jennifer Garris was active. This is when all the major characters that from back in the day, there was so much going on. You had the Maronis, you had Bridget was also another thing that had like great storylines as well. There was moving parts without it feeling so like cumbersome. Whereas now it's like one long going storyline.
Yep, and
everybody in the same clothes for
a
2
week.
Yes. Yeah, when they revealed that Finn was Luna's father, that was 5 weeks of them in the same clothes. That was 2 days and 5 weeks. And I'm not even exaggerating. It was literally 2 days. In Bold Universe, it took 5 weeks for that whole thing to play out. From the time that he found out from Lee that Tom and his dad weren't Luna's father, to when he went home to tell Steffi, and even extended into when Steffi went to Bill's house to confront Luna. That was literally 2 days in the Bolt universe because they had the same clothes on.
Wow, that's
for 4 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely see, what they're going to do because I am looking. Well, I've been saying this with Bill bringing over his son, and now he's asking Katie to come over to work at Spencer's. I'm kind of curious on that piece.
That's how it always should have been.
Exactly.
There was no reason for Will to be working at Forrester Creation.
Exactly. And he didn't remember. Bree would always say he was a paper pusher. He was only over there for the girls, and then he got an internship and then a lead internship.
He's super intern, getting copies and lattes now.
Like, please tell us exactly what this man's role is. Like, what is this promotion?
He's not even a designer.
What is his actual title?
Yeah, he's not even a designer. He's just there.
Right. Like, does he work in HR? Does he work in the PR department under his mom? Is he in marketing? Like, what does he do?
You don't even know.
Yeah, so I honestly think that Katie and Will should go over there. So I'm kind of interested in seeing where that can go. Do we have anything else on this week's storylines?
No.
I think so.
Okay, let's move over to BTG.
I'm gonna step away for just a couple seconds.
Okay. Keish, I know you got a lot to say on this thing with Kat. Go ahead.
Where you want us to start at, though?
Wherever you want to start at.
I don't even remember where we started at with Kat this week. Oh,
well, that whole thing. Yeah, with the whole situation with Eva and Martin and all of that.
Eva. Yeah, my biggest issue with that situation was Martin. I was not shocked by anything that Eva said at the table. I feel like Martin, of all people, sitting there talking to Eva, bashing his sister, bashing Kat to her, was that was nasty in my opinion, because he knows what that dynamic is like between them. And to me, he was doing the same thing that Tomas has been doing with Eva all these months. Even Ted has done that with Eva, where he's made, some little snide comments about Kat to Eva. And it's like, you guys are literally feeding this woman ammunition that she can throw back in Kat's face, which is exactly what Tomas did, which is why Eva was able to say all that stuff that she said to her when Kat caught them cheating. So for Martin to sit there and talk, and what did he say? Something about she needs to shut her big mouth, and
She was
talking about the whole
spoiled or something.
situation. Yeah, basically called her spoiled. Um, was telling her about uh, how he's mad at her because of the whole Samantha situation, and then proceeds to tell her exactly what Kat described, or what Kat said to Chelsea about her being a sex goddess, talking about her intimate dealings with Tomas, the Eva of all people. And he knows because Kat told him about when she caught Tomas in Eva's hotel room. So he already knows that Eva is into Tomas. Why would you sit there and talk about that with her of all people?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I wish that Kat, instead of waiting for Martin to walk away and confronting Eva, I wish she had confronted them both at that table, so Martin knew that she sat there and heard all of that stuff that he just said about her. And I'm glad that after, she sat there and she said what she said to Eva and Martin came back, I'm glad that Kat didn't back down and try to backtrack and try to apologize. I'm glad that she stood her ground on it. And I'm glad that she told Martin, I would never talk about you behind your back. I would say everything I want to say to your face, unlike he did with her. Martin
Mm-hmm.
deserved every single word that she said to him.
What'd you think about what
And
she
I
said about Eva? She wished that her mom would have got rid of her.
I have no sympathy for Eva, so I don't care that she said that to her. I Eva Eva was introduced to Kat snooping through her mother's things, and Kat clocked her on day one that that girl was a liar, and she has not let her foot off her neck ever since. Eva coming into her life the way that she did, plotting the way that she was plotting against her mother and her father, um, you know, being, I guess, inappropriate with Tomas. She inserted herself between Kat and Tomas because she saw Kat and Tomas talking and being flirty with each other. She took it upon herself to walk over to Tomas and introduce herself to spite Kat. So the way that she has has inserted herself in Kat's life, the things that she said to Kat and the things that she's done to Kat, you can't ask somebody um, to be easy on you, or to not, or to deal with you in a certain way when you've come into their life with malicious intent. The minute the minute she got that job with Nicole for the purpose of setting them up for embarrassment, to me the gloves are off. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna say anything I want to say to you to hurt your feelings the way that you hurt me and my family. I'm not going to bite my tongue or be careful with my words with you, because I don't want to hurt your feelings too much. I mean, is it a horrible thing to say to somebody? Yeah, it is. I can say that. I can admit that that's a terrible thing to say to somebody. Do I feel sorry for Eva? No, I don't, because Eva has also used very personal things to hurt Kat.
Yep.
So
Mm-mm. What you got, Bree?
So I agree with Keish. You can't expect people to just up and forgive your actions. Um, especially when you put a lot of your animosity and all this tit for tat with Kat and not expect for her to not feel away. I feel that when it comes to Kat, I think her whole view of her father blew up in her face. And it's Ted's own doing. Her family, her stable family was blown up once again due to Ted's actions. And then you have this outside child that she's being told to just welcome with open arms and completely dismiss all of her actions and all the things that were said and done to her, and also to one of their employees as well. It's just, I feel like it makes sense as to why she said what she said, and it doesn't make it right or doesn't make it okay. But I understand that in that moment, that's how she feels. Everything has just been blown up in her face. And a lot of that anger really should be with Ted. And what I appreciate with Martin, at least, is he was trying to really understand both of his sisters' positions. And he was checking Kat and he also checked Eva at the same time and reassured them both, like, look, I love you both. I love you equally. And I feel like he's done more in that scene than Ted has done in the span of 7 months since this stuff came out. And I feel like we'll get like a few scenes here and there where he really tries to speak with Kat and say, like, hey, I know what I did was wrong. I had a lot I got to make up for. I blew up your whole world, which he did. And it's not even just the Richardson family. It's happening on the Dupree side too, because he has this crazy baby mama who is causing hell for everybody. And I also think the other part about this that no one really speaks about online that I see is you have Eva's mother, who's also trying to continue to put this wedge in between these sisters. It's like, yeah, go after her man. Yeah, she's prissy, she's bratty. Yeah, bring her down a size. Like, do whatever you can to get more closer to your daddy. Really make her pay for it. Like, it's stuff like that. And on top of it, Eva's really listening to it. So why would she ever expect for Kat to just bow down and just accept that? I feel Eva needs to step away from her mother and whatever advice that she's been giving, all the snarky comments she says about Kat. And I understand she doesn't really have many people to vent to, but her mother's not helping the situation. And she completely disregards the fact that Kat is Eva's sister. And same way she has to play catch up with Ted, having that father-daughter relationship, she has to do that to some degree with her siblings, but Eva also has to change her actions too. It's there's a lot of accountability on a lot of fronts, but if Eva wants that sisterly relationship and to help Kat kind of drop her guard down to some degree, she needs to break away from her mother, at least as far as when it comes to her speaking ill will about the Richardson side of the family, who's done nothing to Leslie. And maybe there might be room for Kat to do the same, but it's kind of hard to do when you've been slept with her man. So, and I really feel this is where we should see more scenes with Ted trying to fix this, and we just don't. Yeah. I appreciate Martin for stepping in, but this really should have been Ted trying to fix this.
And you see how easily Ted just dropped the whole Tomas thing.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
basically like he just asked her the question, and
yeah,
not that there was anything that he could do about it, but it was just like, well, I can't judge anybody, and they moved on. It's like, what was the point of even bringing it up?
He is, yes, Jenna. He is pathetic. He's self-absorbed and pathetic. It was all about like, oh, Nicole is leaving me. Nobody's forgiving me. But yet we didn't see him make any effort or do anything. I mean, actually, he had a whole employee who was targeted, literally targeted, and almost passed away twice because of his baby mama that
okay.
he refuses to get under control
Okay, so here's
and
my
still terrorizing that girl.
here's my perspective on this, and I said it in the group chat. Number one, all of this
Mm-hmm.
obviously makes for it gets the fans talking, which is why it's soapy drama. In regards to accountability, I don't like what Kat said. I mean, you can say you don't like something or you don't like what happened or what she did, but I never wish death upon anybody, and I don't think anybody should. Um, Martin should not have had this conversation behind Kat's back, saying the things that he said to Eva. Eva is covering for her mother as we speak by not, and I'm bringing Laura around. I think you said it, Bree, earlier this week. Um, I'm wondering if it's giving prelude to the fact that um, maybe we're going to hopefully get some justice in regards to that situation. But, granted, she's
Mm-hmm.
trying to get in good with Martin. We saw her have a conversation with Anita today, and Anita is like, well, it's not your fault that you've been brainwashed by your mother and all this all kind of stuff. And she even said to Anita, you know, well, I have free will to do it. I shouldn't have did it. So I don't know if that's her form of accountability, but whatever. The fact of the matter is that she still went through with it. So,
Yeah.
around Ted, we know he couldn't. To me, I don't think he could say anything about Tomas because he's in the same situation. He would be pretty much a hypocrite to be like, "Oh, how dare he does that? Why? Because you did it too." Mm-hmm. So, I think maybe that's why he didn't say much to it because of the fact that you know you went between your wife and Leslie. Even and Tomas was wrong for what he did. Ted was wrong for what he did. Eva is definitely wrong for what she's covering for, even though she's trying to play nice with everybody. Martin shouldn't have talked behind her back, and I understand Kat is mad. I just don't like how she talked down her nose at everybody. Well, not everybody, but her. And I don't like the fact that she said what she said. I understand she can be mad, but yeah, I don't agree with wishing death on anybody. So yeah.
I think Brie said something interesting. She said, you said something about Kat, everybody telling Kat how she needs to change her behavior and her attitude towards Eva, which is true. Everybody in every conversation Kat has had with other people where Eva is concerned, they're always telling her what she needs to do. That she needs to um, let go of her anger. That she needs to give Eva a chance. That she needs to change whatever about her approach or her behavior to Kat. And it's funny because we never hear. Chelsea said she understands why Kat is upset, but with Martin, with Ted, with Tomas, we never really hear them say to Kat, "I understand your point of view. I understand why you feel the way you do." It's always it's always, but you need to do this. But when they talk to Eva, it's, oh, well, you were just defending yourself. you know, you were raised by Leslie, so you didn't have the guidance that you needed to make good. It's always excuses when they talk to her, and I think that's what frustrates me the most. Is
Me too.
it's excuses for Eva for the things that she's done, the things that she said, because of who raised her. And for Kat, it's you need to change this. You need to not say this. You need to give Eva a fair shot. You need to let go of your anger. And that to me, that's very frustrating to watch.
I would
We've
say,
every single person has said that to Kat.
I think she would be better off if she let go of her anger, just stay away from her. You don't have to
Oh
interact with
yeah, I
somebody
agree.
and, use your energy for something else.
I agree with you. But uh, there's only been a few times where Kat has sought her out versus her. They just happened to be in the like with the restaurant. She went to the restaurant for Martin, and Eva ended up being there. So that's how that confrontation happened. So it's not like Kat every time is just going and looking for Eva to get in her face. This whole confrontation started because Eva went to Kat's house to confront her about something Kat said to her father. She wasn't even
Exactly.
talking to Eva. So everybody
And
tells her to leave. Even Ted said it at one point. It was after the whole job training thing. She said, "Why can't you just leave?" He said, "Why can't you just leave Eva alone?" And she was like, "That's what I've been trying to do, but you forced me into this situation where you wanted me to train her."
exactly. It's it's a lot of things that Kat has to keep defending herself with, or there are certain predicaments where she's in the space with Eva where she can't get away from. They share siblings, they share a father, they share the same circles, places that they go to. It's hard to get away from her to where it, letting go of the anger is one thing. That's on her. But then you have Eva, and then you have her mother and Eva's ear telling, keep right there, or keep going after, keep doing this. So she's always in defense mode with Eva. So it takes two people to change their actions. But this has to be Ted's issue to try to resolve, because the way that this affected their kids, I think he doesn't really get the weight of it. It's one thing for Nicole to move on. Her kids are grown, and she put in 30 years in the marriage, and she's heartbroken to the point where she can't even be with this man anymore. And I respect it. But he's going to forever have a relationship with his kids. And I feel like there's aspects where he's neglected some of his kids. I feel like he has all this optimism and expectation because he would look like a hypocrite for lying and for cheating and for doing all these things. So he can't even give any sound advice to say, like, well, just get over it, or do better, or do this. He can't even be a father in any kind of way to try to resolve this. This has to really fall on him. He put everybody in this predicament, even the Duprees, to deal with all of this.
And you know what he could have said to Eva about the whole Tomas situation was, if you were serious about not wanting to cause issues with Kat, then you would stay away from Tomas. And you should have stayed away from Tomas. So you sitting here telling me that you genuinely wanted a relationship with Kat and you wanted to work things out isn't true. So stop telling everybody that you wanted a relationship with her, because you clearly did not, because you kept finding ways to be around her boyfriend. You slept with her boyfriend. And nobody even knows about the first time they almost slept together. Other than Kat has her suspicions.
Exactly. And
So that
he uses the fact like, oh, well, I cheated before. I can't say anything. I'm just going to be optimistic. He uses that as a cop out, so he can't parent and give sound advice to try to resolve the issues amongst his daughters. The predicament he put them both in.
Yeah, well, I mean, that whole thing is a Tomas issue, and Kat should have cut him off. I mean,
she
if
should
you
have,
gonna
but it still
give,
doesn't excuse either.
if you don't,
Yeah.
I'm not excusing that girl for anything. What I'm saying is that Kat need to, just like Eva needs to, she need to too. And the thing is that Kat need to cut him loose. She should have cut him loose. If you're gonna give that much grief to her, which she should, for sleeping with Tomas, you need to give that same energy to Tomas, who was also a willing participant in that same tete-a-tete.
I agree.
I agree with that. But it makes it difficult. Like, let's say she gets a new man.
Who?
It would be hard to trust Eva given her prior actions trying to go after her man.
Eva is
It's
on to Isaiah at this point.
at this
She's
point
not
until
a
she really
choice.
gets a hold of him. But
Yeah, at this
I
point,
keep
I
that.
mean, she didn't move on to Isaiah. The way that they were connecting, which was a very, very hot scene at the restaurant. Tomas,
Mhm.
who?
Mm,
I
we'll
don't know
see.
about that.
Yeah.
If Kat broke up with Tomas today, even would jump on that.
I don't
Isaiah
know
ain't
about
really took.
that.
Isaiah
I
is a
don't know about
distraction.
that.
I don't think he has completely taken her mind off Tomas. Not with the way that she thought Tomas was chasing after her after that
Last
argument.
week. Yep, last week. Sure.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
Isaiah
agree.
wasn't her, and Isaiah wasn't barely solidifying the surface. This week they got a little bit more closer. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what else
I.
I hate? I hate that they are making that. I feel like they are kind of changing the narrative of Kat's anger being from her feeling like she's being replaced by Eva, by all the men in her life. I hate that they're changing. I feel like they're changing her reasoning for her anger to that and not what it originally was, which was all the lies and the betrayals and the deception that Eva came into their lives with. Because
Yeah.
that when they had her say, um, when they had her say to Martin, I came to the restaurant because you texted me, and then I see you here auditioning my replacement. It's like that's where you lose people. Is you're 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 basically saying that you don't want Eva. You feel like everybody is just replacing you with Eva, and it's not about your anger for what she did to your family. So it just makes it sound like even if Eva had come into the picture, which we'll never know because she didn't give her the opportunity. But what it sounds like now, because they're having her say everybody's trying to replace me with Eva, is if Eva had come into the picture, not telling lies and had just came into the picture and told Ted, "Hey, I'm your daughter," then Kat still would have had this same type of reaction simply because um, of how Eva came into this world and because she didn't grow up with Eva. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's like
Yeah.
they're trying to change it to that narrative instead of her
Yeah.
being angry at what Eva did to them.
Gotcha.
I had a question.
Okay. Hey, we need to move on to the other storylines.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I was gonna say, do you guys believe Ted is even Eva's father?
No, I have been
There's a
hearing.
lot of conversation about that.
Yeah, I know, right? And I know where it's coming from because there was a video that they did outside, and somebody asked that question, and somebody was like, "Stay tuned" or something, and so I think it rose suspicion.
I think he
Oh,
did.
it was. I sent it in the group chat. I'll resend it again.
Yeah. So, um, we also saw Leslie finding out about Vernon and Sharon.
Sharon,
Mm-hmm.
this is so dumb. Well, Here's my thing. If he was practicing on his vocals, why is he doing that in a hotel? Wouldn't he like rent out like a hall at a hotel that's downstairs, or rent out like he's a public speaker? He probably knows the best place where they have the right microphone and really make sure his sound quality is good. All those, things versus her hotel room.
And
My
so,
only guess is maybe. Sorry, T.
no, I was just gonna say that a lot of people on social media is not believing that this is an affair.
I don't believe it is because I think they're being too heavy handed with the language. Because
Mm-hmm.
the way that he's talking, it it sounds like they're having an affair.
Right.
Like it's
Mm-hmm.
just too much. Um, and I was just gonna say I think maybe they are having those lessons in her hotel room because he wants to keep it a surprise, and he's a well known public figure. She's an articulate. So if they were renting out halls or whatever else where other people would see them, then they would be worried about, I guess, maybe ruining the surprise or something like that. That's
Yeah,
the only thing
well,
I can
what do
think
you need to
of.
take your cufflink off to sing
Right.
for?
He was getting into it.
I guess.
He was getting into something, it seems. I'm like, there's recording studios, there's just
Conference
like,
rooms.
right.
Yeah.
The hotel, this seems very sloppy, and then you get this woman. I was going to
Of
say something
course.
else. This chick here, now she's going to your table. So like, oh, Mr. Dupree, we got so many things in common. He, what? Because he was in a hotel. You don't know what this man was doing. Just because Ted had you all up in hotels and you fell in love and you thought you were in a real relationship with this man, don't mean anything. You can't even compare the two. He's doing something with Sharon, but this is why I don't know. This was just very sloppy on Vernon's part.
I know. And then they
Because
were at a
anybody could have seen
restaurant
them.
together, and yeah.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Especially knowing that Ted and Leslie are staying in that hotel.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty dumb.
Yeah, and
Wait,
I'm glad you brought up the restaurant part.
Jenna said he told her today how much he misses her.
Mrs. What? And here's my thing: isn't Sharon married? Don't she have a husband? And
Oh, I
she
didn't
the
think
she was the one that was married because Tracy wasn't the one. She was single without any children. Sharon was married. She was part of the congregation at the church and singing at the church. So I'm like, where is your husband think you're at?
Mm-hmm. Same place where Vernon wife think he at.
And so it's okay for them to have lunch at a restaurant, but they couldn't get a recording studio or a hall or something if they're really practicing music.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. It
yeah,
looks a little
makes sense.
suspect to me. I don't know
I'm
about
like,
that. Then we had Leslie at the hospital too, going up face to face with Shanice. I love every minute that Shanice gave
Mm-hmm.
back as good as Leslie tried to give.
Yes.
loved it.
Finally, somebody that can actually
She met her
put
match
Leslie in
with
her
that one.
place. Yeah, she gagged her for sure.
Yes.
She did what Nicole can't seem to do.
Girl.
Good grief.
See, this is where Nicole needed to be a fly on the wall taking some notes. This is how you press Leslie after everything that she's put her through. Within those first couple of scenes, Shanice was like, "No, I'm not the one or the two. You're not about to test me."
I loved it because Leslie thought she could wave her little money around, talking about
I can get you
I
fired.
know people and I can get you fired. Shanice was like, "Go ahead and try it. I'm still do my job until I get that news."
Mm-hmm.
and, and what did Ted do? Nothing.
Of course. He gonna walk up to
She's
the nurse's station talking about, is there a problem here? You know it's a dang on problem. You know if Leslie is in the room, there's a problem. Just
Mm-hmm.
ruining everybody's day.
and he does nothing about it. Yet another employee of his where Leslie's harassing them for absolutely no reason. And he allowed it.
Using his
I saw
peaches.
somebody. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say using this peaches situation to get closer to him with the clinical trial and her tears and all that type of stuff, and scaring poor Laura.
I saw somebody online say every time Leslie walks into the hospital, they should page Ted to the nurse's station so he can deal with it. And I totally agree. I totally agree. You come and deal with this mess because I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
In here harassing everybody, barking orders and being rude.
Yeah, she was trying to tell that girl to stay away from her man. That ain't your man.
Yeah. Like, does Ted know he's your man?
Right.
he funny way of trying to be one, but this is why I don't want this for Shanice. So if they do put Ted and Shanice together, I'm like, this is exactly what you would have to constantly deal with every day.
Yeah. And I wonder I would love it if they would have Ted come to that realization. Like, if I don't, but you know what? Ted feeds it. He feeds into the coddling and all that stupid crap with Leslie. Like, he complimented her after that confrontation, after she was rude to Shanice. He complimented her when they were in the hospital room with Peaches. Or maybe it was after they left her room. He said something about he likes this new Leslie. And it's like, what new Leslie? What has she done that makes you think that she changed? Because you literally just saw her being, you know what, to Shanice.
Yeah.
Like, out in the open in front of everybody. But you gonna sit here and say you like this new Leslie?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Really? And I'm like, he's a whole plastic surgeon, and you don't see this woman trying to use you to suck up all the time with you yet again. Like, he allows this to happen. I'm like, just go ahead and just be together with her. It would save a lot of people trouble.
Then we got
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I really just don't understand what Ted is doing. I don't get it.
We got the other villain on the screen too. It's trying to take her husband out.
Oh, Haley. Haley is actually a villain. Leslie at this point is just an annoying little gnat floating around on canvas, getting on everybody's nerves.
Haley is trying to commit homicide.
And I love it.
Yeah,
I do too.
I mean, and that's interesting that she tried to keep Naomi from drinking that tea. Because, obviously she just wanted specifically for Bill. But she could have been like, oh, you want that tea too? Go ahead.
Like, she just really just made herself look suspicious. And Naomi is just oblivious.
Right.
And I'm like, here's where you can be territorial and interrogate and call her out on stuff. But no, you only do that to Jacob and Derek. And try to hold them accountable. I'm like, Naomi, I cannot stand her at this point in juncture.
Yeah, and then she was also trying to give advice to Kat about trying to fix things with Tomas, and I'm like, yeah, see that I just I'm like, Kat, really?
Where Tomas is concerned, just delusional.
It is.
That conversation that was embarrassing. Like, you're asking somebody how to hold on to your man or how to keep another woman away from your man.
And she was willing
to. Like, if you gotta ask that question,
Yep.
It's
She was willing
desperation.
to pay to get his girl, even though she walked away at the end. But I would get you a free seat into this country or whatever it was she was offering, and then asked, "You tell me how I can hold on to." And I'm like, "Are you serious right now?"
So pathetic.
And I think it also kind of goes back to what she was saying with Chelsea. Is like, oh well, Leslie seems to be winning. Let me see how they do it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because anything that she does, even it can be genuine and she's being honest with her feelings. It seems like the other women seem to be winning. You got the Haleys, you got the Evas, you got the Leslie. She's like, look, I was going to take notes from the women who are actually winning in this situation.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, everything Leslie has done has paid off for her. So I get where she's coming from.
Yeah, stupid, but we get it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then we
I just
had Tyrell trying to go off to UCLA because his girlfriend is going.
Uh,
well, we know how that's gonna work out.
Right.
yeah, I heard it. I was talking to my family member about this, and they said like, well, sometimes people fall in love and find their partners in college, and they stay married for years. She said like anything is possible.
Mm.
I kind of get it, but I feel like there's a time of.
I mean, the
I feel
world
like
is.
maybe
Go ahead.
different. Things are just different now.
Things are.
Modern times are a little different.
Yeah, it is, and
Maybe.
the college campus, especially as big as UCLA, is a lot bigger than their local high school. Just because y'all end up at the same school together, don't mean that y'all gonna stay together. Because there's so
Yeah,
many more people there that you could meet.
she's gonna want to have her options and
Of course.
like, and it's like the mindset of today's youth is not on marriage, or at least from what I see, is
Mm.
not like marriage,
The stories
family.
that I heard with my oldest when she went to college. So, yes, it's Gen Z, and Gen Alpha is a whole different breed.
Yeah, and it's that's their lane, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not part of that generation. But I can see how some people said like, oh, well, he could have that could have been his future wife. They could have been married, and you just never know when you find the one. People been married for 30, 40 plus years. It's possible. I feel it's just a different ball game this,
Now,
in
oh,
2025.
absolutely. Like I said, I've had two college students. The stories, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. It's not
Yeah,
like it was when folks was going to like college where we saw in a different world in the early '90s.
and get engaged while in college and
Right.
have their
Heck,
baby at 20. Yeah,
even then,
it's
I
just
don't think
different.
that was the popular thing to do to follow a boyfriend or girlfriend to the college that they got into.
But
Mm-hmm.
you would find, I think, more of them maybe meet, maybe get married or something like that. They get buck wild at these campuses. They come in the door, from what I understand, and it's just a free fall because they're away from their parents, and they're like, let's do whatever.
Yeah,
And I had my moments,
yeah.
especially my
Bree,
freshman year.
I feel like it was like that when I was in college too. I don't think that's a
girl,
new
well,
thing.
just multiply that times 2 or 3 or 10.
I
Yeah.
I think there's a difference between following your high school girlfriend or boyfriend to the college that they got into and meeting your future husband or wife while you're at college, in my opinion.
I think there's a certain subset that do that. I think, and that's a whole nother podcast, but there's certain folks that when they get to their junior and senior year, they start to look for spouses, and then there's other ones that's
Yeah.
like another subset that's like, nope, I'm independent. I'm gonna just do me, and I'm gonna just, I got
Yeah.
time, and
Mhm.
we see a lot of that on sisters right
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely that.
now. Mm-hmm.
But I,
Like I
if
mean,
I was, oh sorry, if
no, you go ahead.
I, if I was Terrell's parent, I would I would be like, look, for your first year, you need to be at least closer to home because this is going to be your first go around living on
Girl.
your own. I don't want him to be states away. That's how my family was. Like, I was like literally about 2 hours away from my family who lived in Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went south. But even still, I needed my mom for.
Between the two of
Smitty
you,
said,
uh, um, honestly, I don't remember.
yeah, it was something like what you're saying. Yep.
Yeah, because my concern would be, okay, you're following your girlfriend out there. If things don't work out, what happens then? Like, are you still going to be able to like, are you still going to want to be out there? Or are you going to want to get away from her because you don't want to see her around campus with
Mm-hmm.
another guy? Or, you know what I mean? Are you going to be
Mm-hmm.
miserable out there now because this girl who you think is the love of your life has broken up with you, or, something happened to where you guys broke up? Like, that's what my concern would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because if he just wanted to go to UCLA because that was his dream school, or one of his dream schools,
It wouldn't matter.
and to me, yeah, it wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
matter. But
Right.
he's completely changing up his plan of where he wanted to go to school simply because his girlfriend
Of
is going
her.
to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right. And that's
that
just
would be
not
my issue.
right.
But
That's not a good move because, like you said, Keish, it's a place where you really want to be because once that goes away, and he really never
mm-hmm,
really wanted to be there, he's gonna be ready to go. I don't want to be here in the first place. I was just going down here to be with her.
exactly. And now
Yeah.
you out there stuck at
Right.
this expensive school.
Exactly.
That your parents are paying for.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
and
unless
worried
it
about
was
what she doing, not focusing on your schoolwork.
right. And that's my family was so mad at me my first semester, but I got it together the second semester of my freshman year. But no, if he had like a full ride scholarship, like say he played football or he had something like going on with science and he, going to this particular school was going to benefit him and his career and in different aspects of his life, absolutely I would support that.
Mm-hmm.
But for some little girls, going,
No.
no.
Nope.
You got to give me a better reason.
Exactly. I agree with that 1000%. 1000%. What else did we have? Was that it? We had Vernon
Did you
talking to
guys talk about
Martin.
Laura?
Yeah, I did bring that up. How Leslie was freaking her out. Um.
Oh yeah, I. You know what annoys me about that is Leslie knows what she did to that girl. She knows that Laura knows, and she chooses to taunt Laura
She
instead of
gaslights
just
that
staying
girl
away from her.
heavily.
Yeah, but even like the last week when she jumped at her, um, and whatever, I can't remember what she said when she first walked into Anita's house. It's like, why don't you leave this girl alone? Like, why are you still taunting her and antagonizing her, messing with her? I don't understand. You almost killed her twice.
Right.
You literally have no shame.
Mm-mm.
And I'm wondering, since we're seeing this girl and she's saying that she's getting anxiety, this woman is taunting her. She asked Nicole, like, do you have any medication I can take for this? I wonder if they're slowly building up Laura's case so she can go after Leslie for her money, like we've been hoping for.
I hope they get justice for that girl, cause that's crazy. And Leslie to be all up in her face after all of that.
I would love a civil suit like we were saying before. That would, oh man, hitting Leslie in her pockets
Mm-hmm.
for money.
Yes. That would be my dream. Like, it's one thing to try to get her criminally, but civilly, she got that. And what I'm more upset with is Ted and Nicole really dropped the ball because that was their employee and it was their family drama that caused this girl a lot of turmoil. Because Leslie's their issue. It's not Laura's issue.
Right.
And they didn't go above and beyond the way Kat did to try to get justice for that girl. They just had this girl continue working after she got out of the hospital.
Yeah.
When you see Ted thinks that Leslie is a brand new person now.
Yeah,
A
right.
brand new good person. So
I must have blinked and I missed that. I blinked and I missed that.
Yeah, when did that happen? All right, did we have anything else with the with BTG?
No, it was a good week.
I don't think so.
Yeah, always good stuff on that show. I think it carries the other two. All
Yeah,
right.
and we got um, Leslie, not Leslie, Danny and Andre saying "I love you." I was like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah. I love Danny and Andre scenes this week.
Yeah, I did too.
I don't care how long it lasts.
I think what's gonna happen is when Bill passes out from that poison, bye bye Andre.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope not, but I believe that's what's going to happen because I mean to keep them two together would be nice, but I just think that when she finds out or when it comes out that Haley has been trying to poison that man, yeah, she's going to.
I can see that. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I could see the opposite happening because Danny was hell bent for so many months on proving that Haley is a fraud, and being desperate to get him back. I think that when it comes out, everyone is going to expect her to drop Andre and run back to him, and I don't think she's going to do it. I think they're going to let Andre and Danny ride it out for at least a season before they try to circle her back around to Bill. Because I think they're gonna. I'm hoping that they let Bill suffer the way that they made Danny suffer for like the first 6 or 7 months of this show, where she was just completely like pining after Bill, trying to break up his marriage and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
I'm hoping that that's what they do.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Alrighty, so let's do our final segments. I flipped the script on Weinar.
Honestly, I would have loved if instead of Phyllis and Kane coming down the stairs and Lily seeing them that way, I would have loved for Lily to have tried to go up to Kane's room and instead sees him come out of Phyllis's room and they're both trying to get dressed too. I want that to really hit that girl in the head.
Okay. What about you, Keish?
No, I don't have one.
I wish that Danny and Christine would have pulled the Brookenridge wedding.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, we need all this. I mean, yeah, they made a big to do all over like Instagram about pick her dress and what's the favorite. It was a pretty dress and all, but did we need this wedding? I don't. Yeah, I'm not interested. So, all right, what y'all got for bold?
I would have loved if we got to see what happened after Luna was hit by the car.
I agree with you on that. I was gonna say the same thing. We should have got something to see her land on the cement, or at the hospital, and she's no. They just went from nighttime to the next day. So
yeah, mine would have been that this would have actually been a murder mystery.
Right. Oh, okay. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
What y'all got for BTG?
For me, it would have been what I said earlier. where I wish Kat would have confronted Martin instead of going directly to waiting for Martin to leave the diner and going directly to Eva in that situation, because I feel like Martin was really he was the egregious party in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Mine would have been, I mean, after, I don't know if Haley knew what Tomas did, but I would have rather for her to say, girl, why you even want to be with somebody that you got to figure out how to keep them?
Oh yes,
Because
that was a
she already
that
got
would
men
go.
issues. Haley does. We've heard that whole spiel. She should have told Kat, why are you even going through all this in the first place?
Yeah,
Yep.
I was hoping that she would have said that to her as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, who taking seats on Young?
I don't think Brie did
Oh, did you do
did you
yours?
do your flip?
No, I was trying to think of one. I would have rather Ted had orchestrated a conversation between both of his daughters versus it being Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, what's your
Yeah,
who taking seats on Young and the Restless?
Ooh, we Lily, she already was sitting, so let's go ahead and give her a seat by herself. And Chelsea and Adam can also join her
Oh
too.
God, yeah. Chelsea and Adam gets a seat for me this week. And Bree, I mean
I'll just
Keisha,
go
I
with
know you
whatever you
don't
guys
have none.
say.
If who's taking seats on Bold?
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Belle and Casey Castlebeck. This was so many missed opportunities. I don't know who is in charge of the direction because I can't really put the blame on the writers. They had to take direction from the showrunners, and this is how you wanted November sweeps to roll out like this. So
Yeah, I agree with
y'all
that.
need to take a seat.
I was gonna say whoever did the production for that whole thing where everybody running all over town and then they dropped the, oh, since we don't have anything to do, go ahead and start singing. That, that was weird to me.
I'm a bad girl.
I mean, she can. I gotta say, Muriel can sing, but I just they should have had
Better
that.
than me.
Yeah, they should have had that
Yeah,
scene somewhere else.
I didn't mind the production of that little goofy scene.
Then
I'm
you
giving my
you
seat
just
to Will.
described it as goofy.
I mean, it was very campy and goofy, but I still like the way they set it up. You know, everybody running around with their flashlights and stuff like that, and I like the song.
Mm,
If they had cut out her performing, it would have been a completely different dynamic, in my opinion.
gotcha.
But my seat is going to Will because instead of standing there holding Luna, he ran outside and ran all the way out, I guess, to his driveway just to say Luna's in here. Like, what was the point of that, Will?
For her
Why
to
would you
run
leave
out and
her
get
in
hit by
there?
a car.
And I thought that was just goofy. That was stupid.
Oh man, who's taking seats on? Did you get your seats in, Bree?
Mm-hmm. I
Okay.
said Brad Bell and
Oh
Casey
yeah.
Castle.
All right. What about BTG?
Martin, Ted, Eva.
I'm gonna give
I'm gonna
Cat
give Kat a seat
a. Mm-hmm.
for not holding the men in her life more accountable than what she should be doing.
Yeah,
It's that Steffi effect.
I'm gonna give Kat a seat for this whole Tomas thing and her conversation with Haley. Like, girl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Ted and Nicole and Leslie a seat because Leslie, I know it's going to be Leslie, but for her to torture that girl, knowing what she did to that girl was insane. And the fact that Ted and Nicole did nothing for their employee to ensure her safety and to try to get justice before she sues them, that they deserve a seat for that.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna give Anita a seat too, because Anita sat there today and did the same thing that everybody else was doing with Eva and blamed Leslie for Eva's actions. And said basically said she was a victim too. I expected better from her.
All right, who's the star of the week? YNR.
Y'all tell me.
That's a good question.
The donut cake.
The donut cake.
There's a donut cake.
I don't even remember a donut cake.
Michelle Stafford. The fact that this woman, 60 years old, had looking like a 30-year-old doing these love scenes and taking charge, I'm gonna give her credit for that.
I give her credit for that too. That's a good one. Okay, what you got for bold star? I'm gonna give it to Lisa if she's on her way out.
Yeah. And not necessarily because she's on her way out, but those scenes that she had with Will were pretty. She did a great job, like the crying and the apologizing and. I don't know. It was good.
Okay.
She's a great actress.
Bree.
I saw somebody had the idea online of casting her as Allie on YNR.
Interesting.
Ooh, spicy one. I wouldn't mind that, but yeah, I'll give it to Lisa too.
And BTG star.
Shanice.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For that nice little drag that she did of Leslie that nobody has been able to do.
I'm gonna give it to Colby Muhammad, who plays Kat. I thought she had some incredible scenes, and yeah, I'll give it to her.
Okay.
This week.
Yeah, it's a good one too.
Pickle of the week. YNR. I'm gonna give mine to Chelsea and Adam.
I'm gonna give mine to Claire. Because, like, why are you so bothered by Audra? Like,
right.
You want to go above and beyond to try to run her out of town, yet you're the same person who despises how your grandfather moves. Sounds like you're more like your granddaddy than most of his other children if you're trying to make those moves.
And you don't have one, right, Keish?
Sure don't.
Bold pickle.
This whole Luna escaping jail and getting hit by a car.
Yeah, I agree. That whole storyline. That whole thing was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I give it to Brad and to Casey, whoever's running the show, whose ever vision or direction this is.
And then BTG.
My pickle for them is another week of everybody just rolling over to Leslie. There was a spoiler this week that said Anita was something about Anita doesn't mince words with the Thomas women. And I'm like, was that what this scene was supposed to be today? Because all I saw was her. She gave her a little like stay away from Laura warning. And then the rest of that conversation was basically her just, oh, okay, Leslie, whatever you say, yep, that's a great idea. Or no, I don't need you to, like, I can't with that anymore.
Yeah, me either.
It drives me insane that nobody checks that woman.
Yeah.
Except Shanice.
Running around.
Yeah, Shanice is Laura tried to today, and I think she did a little bit of a good job. But they always let Leslie get the last word. And you see how after Nicole walked up and it went to commercial, when they came back, they were already in Nicole's office. So they didn't have another confrontation with Nicole and Leslie because Nicole never has a good read on her. she always walks away from that conversation looking weak.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. All right. We have Simple Olympics.
Oh, goodness gracious. Um, I don't know why this was hard this week. Maybe because there really wasn't much material. I'm
Holden.
going to Holden is going to get silver for me, but I was going to say bronze is I'm giving it to Michael because he was still holding out hope that Victor still loved him. Silver's gonna go to Holden for sure. Um, gold is gonna go to Kane. And I feel platinum is going to go to Dupree's, just like Keisha was saying, for allowing everybody to just let Leslie just roll over her, and not checking her.
Mm. I'm gonna give. I agree with that, except for I give my top award to Adam because he's definitely kissing the ring of Victor right now,
Oh yeah,
big time. Whatever you want to do, pops. Like, dude, the moment you do the slightest thing, you're gonna be out on your butt like Michael.
yeah, begging all over again.
You
I don't
got.
know. I think Luna was the ultimate simp for me this week because you broke out of jail and now you're allegedly unalived because you wanted to get this man to love you.
Well, you know what? I would even give her and Cat when it comes to Tomas pick Misha energy. So
I don't. I wouldn't call Kat a simp because Tomas chose her. She didn't ask him to. She walked away, and she's getting something in return from him. Luna was literally getting nothing in return from Will. She did all that to get to him, and he don't want anything to do with her. And now she's gone. She literally risked her life for a man that didn't want her.
And now she's roadkill, allegedly.
Allegedly. And then that Lily Award goes to Lily.
Absolutely. Like we had different nominees, but she said, "Look, I'm taking my own award," and she's earned every bit of that. So
Oof.
congratulations, Lily.
I mean, man. Ooh, Lord,
Who
that
was
girl.
there was somebody else that you said in the chat, Bree, and I can't remember.
Naomi. Naomi was a top contender for the Lily Award. There was other people too, but like Lily, my goodness,
she took the cake.
Like just insufferable, annoying, just hypocritical. Like go somewhere. I can't. When is she going on maternity leave?
Yeah, obviously, Crystal Khalil is doing an excellent job of being annoying. So
Yeah, wonderful, absolutely. Same with Trisha. Trisha, man, look, talented actresses because yeah, it's makes us feel a way about your characters. So we know you guys are great actresses. But yeah, Lily, you deserved your award, girl. You earned it.
I know, right?
Yay. Will she get it next week? We'll see.
All right, you guys, this is it for the night. Y'all got anything else before we go?
I don't.
Yep.
All set.
All right, you guys. So, let's see. Next week is Thanksgiving. So, I don't. Are we having preemptions Thursday and Friday? I think so.
Yes.
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 There's
Okay.
preemptions. So it's
I
just
think
a
Beyond the Gates is even preempted on Wednesday. I don't know about the other two.
Oh wow! So we only get Monday and Tuesday for BTG.
I
I
think so.
believe so.
I'll have to go back and I'll
I have to look.
put the
Okay.
spoilers that I saw in the chat.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's like 3 episodes of YNR, and I think there's 3 for Bold, but there should be 2 for BTG. So a
Okay.
very short week for
Ooh,
BTG.
child. Okay. Alrighty then. Well, we will leave it right there. Everybody hit the like button on the way out. And until next time, we will see you all later. Bye, Soapies.
Bye bye.
Have a good weekend.